Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Head back into the video today, and today I'm going to be talking about the Houston Rockets potentially drafting Tennessee Volunteer small forward Dalton Knecht. I'm excited to talk about this potential draft pick for the Rockets because, look, I know right now 23 days away from the NBA draft lottery. We don't know where the Rockets will be. Obviously, if you look at that draft pick that, the Rockets' own draft pick, which goes to Oklahoma City Thunder, that draft pick goes to Oklahoma City Thunder if it's not in the top 4. So if that draft pick that belongs to us is not in the top 4, it will go to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, I want everybody to keep in mind that that draft pick currently has a 7% chance to go in the top 4. Now, also, tonight, Friday, Chicago Bulls, Miami Heat play tonight in the play-in tournament. If you're wondering how the hell could that have to do with the Rockets, if the Bulls win this game and go into the playoffs, that draft pick that the Rockets have that currently has the 12th best odds out of all draft picks in the first round in the lottery out of 14 will go from 12 to 11, and the odds will go from 7% to 9.4 or 5% for the Rockets to get into the top 4 with that draft pick. But even though most likely they won't have that draft pick unless it's a miracle, it gets in the top 4 and Oklahoma City doesn't get the pick, the Rockets still have Brooklyn's pick, which is not protected. All the draft picks that the Rockets got from Brooklyn in the James Harden trade are unprotected. So the Rockets are going to get that pick. Right now, it's projected to be number 9, has the 9th best odds out of all picks in the top 14. Now, it could be higher, it could be lower. It could, go as high as 8 or 7 or 6 or maybe even higher than that. But it could go as low as maybe 10, 11, 12. It's going to probably be, in my opinion, my prediction, it's probably that draft pick that the Rockets have will probably be in the 6 to 12 area in the first round, most likely. Now, more likely that it'll be in the 9 to 6 area than than in the 10 to 12 area. But the player I most, out of all players in this draft that I want to see the Rockets select in the first round is Dalton Knecht. I am iffy about the Rockets selecting anybody because you already have so much young talent. At one point, you say too much. There's just too many young guys on this team, and we need to build this team with some. We need to bridge some more experienced players outside of Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks alongside with some of these youngsters. But Dalton Knecht, I feel different about Dalton Knecht because I feel like he is one of the most NBA ready guys out of anybody in this draft. I think he has like the kind of underdog that Franz Wagner had. I don't know how many people were high on Franz Wagner going into his draft. I know I thought he was going to be a really good player. I didn't think he'd be as good as he is for Orlando now, but I thought he was going to be a really solid player for whoever was going to draft him. He went to the Magic. He's in the playoffs now with the Magic as their second best player and as the 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. He's been a really good player, but their 2 games remind me. I would say Dalton Knecht reminds me a lot like Franz Wagner. Franz Wagner was ready for the NBA. He was NBA ready. I think they're very similar in size as well. Knecht is 6'6". I think Franz is like 6'5", 6'6", something like that. Near same position as well. Wagner is a shooting guard, small forward. Same thing goes for Dalton Knecht. Now, Knecht is a way better three-point shooter than Franz Wagner, but both are good three-point shooters. Honestly, if I had to give an NBA comparison, this is not a close, very, very close NBA comparison, but I would say early on, maybe Franz Wagner. I think he's NBA ready. And also, I want to say, happy birthday, Dalton Knecht, because this is Dalton Knecht's birthday, Friday, April 19th. This is being recorded. I don't know, you might be watching it Friday, you might be watching it Saturday, Sunday, or later in time, but Friday, April 19th, it is Dalton Knecht's birthday. So happy 23rd birthday. Look, he's one of the oldest guys going into this draft, and also he's one of the best scorers in this draft. Outside of Zach Edey, who's just OP, Zach Edey, who averaged 28 points per game for Purdue, outside of everybody that is going into this draft, who averaged the most points per game in college or the G League or Euros, wherever these players are coming into the draft from. The most points per game by any player that is going into this year's draft outside of Zach Edey is Dalton Knecht, who averaged 26 points per game. He also averaged 6 rebounds per game. Look, I'd love this addition just because the fact that he's a great three-point shooter. He's a great scorer. The Rockets could use three-point shooting. They really need to improve on their three-point shooting. And not only that, he's a little bit more developed at 23 years old. I think he is NBA ready, and I really would love to see the Rockets draft him. Whoever drafts him, whether it's the Rockets or somebody else, is going to find themselves a hidden gem. I think he's going to be a really nice talent to have in the NBA. Let me know your thoughts on the Rockets potentially drafting Dalton Knecht in the comment section, and peace out. Go Rockets.